Good morning, everybody. In the session on postgraduate studies in computing and the research and development opportunity in Malaysia and Borneo, welcome from the School of Computing and Creative Media, University College of Technology, Sarawak, and the Zoom session. The format of the session, I just want to introduce or let you know about the format of the session. We are live on YouTube now, and our speakers are here with us in the Zoom room. So initially, I will just give you a very quick introduction of the speakers and then the SCM postgraduate program in a quick 1 to 2 minutes. And then after that, I will hand over. Let me check why my screen sharing is there. Yeah, okay. Then I will hand over the session to the next speakers, and we will take the first 30 minutes, around 30 minutes for the presentation, and after that, and to share with you the postgraduate opportunity which are available in SCM, as well as the research opportunity. And after that, it will be open for question and answer. You can put your question and answer in YouTube comments, which will be later on send it here to us on the Zoom chat by our team. So yes, in today's panel, we have Dr. Alan Ting with us, who is the Dean for the School of Computing and Creative Media, and he is also leading the Drone Research and Application Center in UCTS. The second speaker will be Associate Professor Dr. Bakri Madun, and He is the Director of Collaborative Research on Advanced Cybersecurity Knowledge. I will also introduce you as a third speaker, the center, the Advanced Center on Sustainable Socioeconomic Development. And then after that, we also have Dr. He with us, who is the Director of School for Postgraduate Study in UCTS. So we will share with you, the three panelists will share with you the available research and development opportunity in UCTS in the computing field, while Dr. He will help to answer the question related to the postgraduate programs. Okay, so just a very quick one slider. Our school SCM is offering master in computing and as well as PhD in computing, and it is the approved program by MQA. If you want to have more information in written text other than what we are sharing with you today, you can go to the website on scm.ucts.edu.my under the program hash and then under the postgraduate programs. We are offering 6 specializations, which is very diverse in nature: computer sciences, information systems, software engineering, information technology, data sciences, and cybersecurity. And these are all those specializations which is approved by the MQA for all the for all the higher education institutions in Malaysia who are offering postgraduate program in computing. So with this quick introduction, I'm giving the floor to Dr. Alan to take a lead from here and tell us about the DRAG lab and the research and development which is happening in DRAG. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tariq. Let me share my slides. Okay, very good morning. My name is Alan. So this is a DRAG Center. So I'm the director of the DRAG. So the DRAG stands for Drone Research and Application Center. So basically a brief introduction for DRAG. So DRAG was set up in 2016 and the center collaborates with CJCU. Okay, so CJCU is stand for Chanjung Christian Universities and Geoset Aerospace and Technologies. So these are the private companies, both located in Tainan, Taiwan. All right. So these are the some of the equipments in the center. So we have a mini drones. We have a range of drones like mini drones, racing drones, DIY drones, and commercial drones like DJI drones. So we have other equipments like AR and VR, such as HoloLens, Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and we have a programmable robots like Robot Masters. These are all the equipments in the centers right now. So let me brief you about the drones. What is the drone? So drone basically is just acquisition tools. So basically in layman terms, without any context, drones is nothing. But let's see the market share here. So if the drone with a very specific context like infrastructure, agriculture, transportation, etc., the drone would be very, very useful, right? So we can see here the drone service market, the estimate one will be more than 120 billions by this year, 2020. So the drone apply most on the infrastructures, agriculture, and transportation. Okay, so the infrastructures, like for example, the building inspection, tower inspection, and etc. So for agriculture, it's more on farming. So it can do the area mappings and it can detect all the nutrients for the soil and the plants. And for the transportation, as we all know, recently Malaysia, the Aerodyne already collaborates with DHL to do the drone transportation. So it has been a while for Amazon to do that. So Malaysia is going to implement the drone transportation soon. Okay, next. So what is our research focus? So the direct research focus basically divides into 4 areas. The first one would be the drone traffic management system. The second one would be the buildings defect inspection. So this building defect inspection will be collaborating with another school from built environment. So they are experts in on buildings, and we apply drones on agriculture as well, and the inventory management system. So let's go details into the research focus. So let's see the first one. So the drone traffic management system. So what does this research do? So basically, we are creating a drone radar system. So as you know, we have a commercial flight radar system, but we do not have a system to detect drones. So in these projects or in this research, we are going to develop something like a cloud system that can cater for all the information for drones and commercial flights. And after that, we need to develop some maps to illustrate all the location of the commercial flights and the drones. And basically, the research field that involved, so we can see the right-hand side here, that involved in this research will be the computer networks and artificial intelligence, that we need to use some machine learning algorithms to classify the safe zone and to plot all these, the green dots and the red dots here. And we need information system as well, because we need to store all this data in our database systems, and we need software development as well. So the software may involve the web and the mobile apps. So this is our first research focus. So our second research focus will be on building defects inspection. So the inspection is very crucial, especially the high-rise building. So the drones can play a very important role on this. So especially the crack like this. Traditionally, we use our visual inspection to inspect the crack and we jot it down. What if we use drone with a specialized camera like this? So these are some sort of, we call it, we have 2 cameras here. We can use 2 cameras here to detect all the defects or the cracks here. So the camera here basically is a DEC camera. In other words, we call it 3D cameras. Why 3D cameras is important in this defect detection? Conventionally, the RGB camera, which is a 2D camera, only can detect the area, but not the depth of the crack. So with these cameras, like Microsoft Azure Kinect or the Intel RealSense depth camera, can detect the depth of the crack. So after the detection, the architects or the engineers can estimate how to do the repairment, right? So the research field that involved in this research is computer vision and image processing, AI, which is the machine learning algorithm to determine the crack, the depth, and to classify the type of the cracks, and of course the software to visualize all these informations, like the web technologies and the mobile technologies. Next, our third focus will be on agriculture. So agriculture, especially the oil palm industries, needs the drone to do the surveying, right? So we know they have a few million acres for all these oil palm industries, and in order to use the human labors, it will be very laborious. So drones also play very important roles in this surveying kind of job. So the surveying technology basically can use the LiDAR or the RGB cameras that can be mounted on top of these the drones here to do surveying and do the area mappings. Okay, so another type of cameras that we can use is called hyperspectral cameras. So these hyperspectral cameras basically can is to illustrate the electromagnetic spectrum. So this electromagnetic spectrum can provide the nutrient of the plants and the soil, right? And the research field that involved in this kind of research will be computer vision and image processing, AI as well, and software. Okay. And our last focus will be on inventory management system. So as you know, we have in a warehouse, something like this. So we have a lot of items and products, all right, to do stock counting, to do inventory counting. If we use human labors, that will be very, very laborious as well. If we use drone, everything will become very easy. So how drones can do it? Of course, we need the vision, computer vision, and image processing technology. So the cameras embedded will be the depth sensors as well. Why the depth sensor is important? Because it need to detect the existence of the products on the shelf and the volume of the products as well. And besides the RGB cameras that the embed with these cameras, with the depth cameras, can detect the QR code. So with that QR code, it's basically to detect the identity of the products or the items, right? Besides this, computer vision and image processing, information system that dealing with database also very important. And AI dealing with a machine learning kind of algorithm also very important because they need to classify the product types and the location of the products, right? And lastly, the software. So we need the software to visualize all these locations, all this information on web and on mobile app. Okay, so that's all from Drax. I pass back to Dr. Tarek. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Allen. And yes, the next speaker is Dr. Bakri to introduce CRAC. Dr. Bakri, we cannot hear you. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay, yes. Thank you very much. Can you hear me now? Okay, loud and clear. Huh? Okay, thank you very much to all those present today. Appreciate your presence for joining us this morning to hear what we have to say about our research centers. So my name is Bakri Madun. I'm the head of the collaborative research on advanced cybersecurity knowledge laboratory. So today I'll be speaking more about security. So as we all know today, digital technologies have really empowered us and enriched our lives in many ways. Yeah, so the problem is, however, technologies often turn out to be a double-edged sword. There's always a good and bad side to it. Digital is no exception, so it is very important for us to recognize and appreciate how vulnerable we actually are online in cyberspace. And I'm sure most of you here are all too familiar with security issues like hacking, malware, virus, spam, phishing, and so forth. Now, cybersecurity is not just about fending off malicious attacks like spam, about protecting our computer servers from being hacked, or about protecting our websites from being defaced. Cybersecurity is also concerned about protecting our loved ones, especially our young kids in social media, protecting their privacy, their identity, about protecting where our kids go to school. And as you all probably already aware, there are many ills caused by social media, such as the many reported daily incidents of data breaches, stealing people's personal data, peddling fake news, cyberbullying, abetting young girls to commit suicide, and all sorts of so-called digital drama. Now, looking further ahead into the future, with the emergence of the era of the Internet of Things, in artificial intelligence, data science, we're going to expose more and more of our lives online, more and more of our data will be left there perpetually in social media. And what's really scary is that all this data are going to be more accessible by more and more people and companies. And even our governments now can peek into what we are doing. So this is scary as long as we are nothing is being done proportionally to beef up our security and protect our critical information. So because security is a relative term, essentially the game in security is to keep a few steps ahead of the attackers. So meaning that we have to continuously reinvent, re-innovate to keep ourselves ahead of the attackers. So this is the primary reason why we decided to establish this CRAC Center, Collaborative Research on Advanced Cybersecurity Knowledge. So we can address security issues like prevention, incident response and recovery, and also public security monitoring. However, since our lab is fairly new and young, our initial focus will be mainly on prevention and recovery, not so much on monitoring and incident response, because these areas are very operational in nature. Now, in CRAC, we currently have a few facilities. We have systems for basic cybersecurity training and simulation system to train our students and working professionals. And this system also can be used for research. As part of our focus on preventive measures, we have invested quite a substantial amount of funds in social media surveillance, analytics, and forensic system. And this is a very strategic because a lot of our data, big data are left there permanently in cyberspace. And we even have a mobile forensic system to recover data from our mobile phones and tablets. Now, as part of our lab's long-term growth strategy, we plan to lay the groundwork, meaning the expertise, the talent, the platform for us to be able to develop our own proprietary technologies. And to reach these objectives, we currently have 2 ongoing research projects. These are projects that basically focuses on preventive measures. So the first project is a project funded by previously. This project has actually ended a couple of months ago. So this project is a long-term project. The first stage is financed and is funded by our Sarawak Multimedia Authority, SMA. And this project is mainly focused on developing our own proprietary Sarawak encryption standard, or SES. Now, we are collaborating for this project with some East European partners in Ukraine especially. And they have a very strong cryptography team there that we are trying to learn from them, because as you know, some of the top hackers in the world come from the Eastern Europe and the Russian bloc. So it's good that we have them as our partner. And some of the immediate applications where this encryption technology is useful for is for our drone management system, our blockchain microgrid, and for securing our smart campus IoT networks that we plan to do in the future. This is the second project that CRAC is currently pursuing jointly with some EU partners. This is actually part of an EU-ASEAN partnership program in cybersecurity. funded primarily by the EU. In Malaysia, this project is headed by Cybersecurity Malaysia. So part of the objective of this project, as far as UCTS is concerned, is to set up UCTS as one of the honeypot server nodes. Now, if you're not familiar with the term honeypots, it's basically cyber honeypot actually works like a real-world honeypot, acting like a trap for parasites, right? So in cyberspace, the parasites are hackers. So it's a sacrificial computer system that's intended to attract cyber attacks, like a decoy. It mimics a target for hackers and uses their intrusion attempts to gain information about cyber criminals and the way they are operating, or to distract them from other vulnerable targets. Okay, so these are future projects that we plan to undertake as part of our growth strategy. This is our future encryption-based technology roadmap that we are targeting to pursue over the next 3 to 5 years. And some of them we plan to commercialize with our partners. In the immediate term, we plan to produce a crypto box that can be used for securing IP networks, especially for intra-government applications, and to ensure the highest level of security without compromising on speed. We also hope to produce an ASIC chip implementation of this algorithm using our local extract semiconductor foundry in Kuching. This is a project that has been on our back burner for some time, and we were not able to pursue this because of the lack of resources. And one of those resources is research students. So we look forward to the opportunity, if any of you are interested, to pursue this project. So the basic idea of this project here is to have let's say in a campus like UCTS. So the idea is to have each building to generate its own rooftop solar energy, and then connect them in an independent microgrid so that energy can be exchanged and traded between the buildings without the need to for us to invest in very, very expensive batteries. So the idea is when one building needs more power, it can request or buy excess power from another building. So the key underlying technology to manage these transactions autonomously is blockchain. And for your information, SMA, Sarawak Multimedia Authority, has appointed UCTS as the Center of Excellence for Blockchain Development. So this project aligns very much with those directions. So the concept of this project is not new. It has been successfully implemented and proven in the US, Australia, and some other countries. But here we hope to align pretty much our vision to turn our campus into a smart campus. So this project can be very strategic. The other attraction of this project is that this concept, other than meeting our campus energy needs and maintaining our green GBI platinum certification, the opportunity is there to develop EV charging solutions and also to help to stimulate the EV market. So we foresee that this system could even power e-bikes, electronic bikes, e-scooters. These are perhaps very useful vehicles that can be used by the campus community, students, to provide students or the campus community a comfortable campus experience. Now, as part of the blockchain development, we hope also in the pipeline is our vision, our objective to develop our so-called Sarawak Green Energy Market Trading Platform. So this is an extension of the blockchain solar energy system. So with this system, it will allow people to turn all their solar energy into carbon credit cryptocurrencies. And then they can use this platform to trade, to sell the cryptocurrencies. So generating energy, solar, green, renewable energy is not just to serve your energy needs, but there is also the possibility of monetizing the energy that you generate and being able to earn money for the energy, the green energy that we generate. So this project, this platform will help, will give, facilitate people to trade, to sell their carbon credit cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of work there to develop this, not just on the blockchain platform, but the whole system of transaction for selling and buying. Okay, so looking further ahead to pursue these projects, there are quite a number of opportunities for your potential master's or PhD research work. Firstly, one big area that we would like to pursue is to get people to develop, students, to explore this area, developing machine learning engine to fight malware and spam. So using those data that are captured by our honeypot server. Yeah? And then, yes, of course, big opportunities to further develop the Sarawak, our encryption algorithm. Use this algorithm to build our own blockchain platform. And related to the blockchain solar energy system, there's a lot of opportunities there, both in terms of the masters and PhD, to develop this smart solar energy system, and together with the Sarawak Green Energy Market Trading Platform. Okay, so thank you very much. So if there are any other, if you have any queries, please feel free to raise your questions here during this session. So I'll pass the session back to Dr. Tariq. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bakri. So let me just remind you again, if you have any question, you can just type in the YouTube comments box, which will be later on forwarded here to the speakers. So it's my turn now. I will be very quick on access. Let me share my screen first. Okay, yes, it's here. Yes. Okay, ask to start your video. Okay, so in Access, the Advanced Center on Sustainable Socioeconomic Development has been established in 2016. And yes, so for us in the Access, actually our focus or our leading research and development approach is on the 40s, which is, let me also, because I think I'm also, okay. Yeah, so the comments are also somehow diverting me toward that. Okay, so we have four leading research approaches, and we call it the 40s. And this is on, one of them is transdisciplinary and transformational. So this is in terms of research and education. So in Access, our much more focus is on integration of different disciplines. It includes discipline from computer sciences, for example, from data sciences towards human-computer interaction and information system. So the researchers work together and they create or construct new knowledge by integration of these different disciplines. In terms of the transformational aspect, So we engage our student, which include the undergrad and postgraduate students, in purpose-driven education and learning, so that they are engaged in a real-life scenario, in a projects, and that project is actually targeting transcultural communities. So we use our community spaces. Borneo is famous for diversity of cultures and diversity of communities. So we are really leveraging on this diversity and engaging our researchers and students in transcultural communities with translational research. So our research is not much more, is not just a laboratory-based research, but we are much more focusing on applied research and convert our laboratory or our lab-based research in a real product which can be used on ground by the communities. So if I combine these all T's, so it is actually leading us toward these two basic themes, which is on the digital resilience and cultural resilience. So Borneo is famous for what I mentioned. It's famous for cultural diversity, and communities who are in Borneo, they are resilient, protecting their culture, protecting their environment for all these hundred and thousand of years. So we are engaging our student or giving opportunity to our student to be engaged with this community to understand the modes of resilience, and then convert those learning towards the digital resilience experiences. So this is our research and development approaches, or learn. Yeah, and in terms of the themes, the themes can be divided in three different layers. You can say so. The first theme is about the communication and connectivity, and the second theme, which is much more okay, the communication and connectivity. The second two themes are in terms of the methods of research and development, and we are relying on co-design and service learning as a methods. In terms of the project areas, we are looking on the e-agriculture, e-tourism, climate adaptation, and digital culture. So in the next few slides, I will give you some example of that. Okay, so in terms of example, in communication and connectivity, our project team is working with some of the local community near Cebu area to provide them internet access. And then not just an access, but to convert this internet accessibility to a socio-economic development program. So we are working very closely with Bawangasan community and to provide them access by the broadband and power line tools, and then the Bawangasan community is working to convert that connectivity access to climate adaptation, to promote their tourism opportunities, etc. The second one is on the e-tourism and climate adaptation. We are very closely working in the rural and Upper Baram area with the Panan communities, as well as the Bawangasan communities, the Iban longhouses, on promoting the e-tourism and climate adaptation, and how the technology can help in climate adaptation. So currently, the communities are facing very rapid changing in their environment, and their decision-making structure needs some new intervention in terms of introducing technologies. So our team is working to develop sensors and information system which can help the community to make educate decision on climate adaptation. Yeah, another example, the digital mature cultural spaces. So we are working with the cultural communities. One of the example is we are working with the Fushao Cultural Heritage Gallery in Cebu, and our undergraduate students of HCI and other postgraduate students are engaged with this cultural heritage museum or gallery, and introducing technologies, because due to the pandemic situation, these cultural spaces are facing a lot of challenges. So that's how we are getting this opportunity to use that spaces for our teaching and learning, as well as research and development processes. Cultural heritage automation mapping platform for Sarawak is one of another project for us, where we are working on developing digital technology to map the locations in Sarawak. Heritage is a location in Sarawak. In terms of providing opportunity and international exposure, Access is hosting the IPID Asia chapter with the help of Stockholm University and SPIDER, where we are training our postgraduate students in the area of ICT for development. For the postgraduate opportunities, I will be very quick on the offering three postgraduate opportunity for master and PhD student, if anyone want to be linked. And one of them is on the crowdsourced cultural heritage mapping platform for Sarawak communities. Sarawak is famous for cultural and heritage, and we need to develop that platform where the community can map their cultural heritage resources. In terms of the, it will be much more applied research using the existing tool or developing new tools which the community can use. E-tourism, due to the pandemic, tourism sector is facing a lot of challenge. So virtual exhibition platform for the local community and for indigenous tourism will be another opportunity if anyone is interested to be part of. And the e-agriculture, a digital leaf color chart for efficient nitrogen use. So the leaf color chart is very commonly used by the farmers, which is a decision-making tool, and the farmer can use it to make a decision that how much nitrogen they should use in the agricultural field. And currently we are looking for a postgraduate student who can develop a digital leaf color chart for our local community. It will save a lot of money for the government, who are subsidizing the nitrogen for the farmer, as well as it will save, it will really benefit the local communities in terms of environment and economic and financially. So thank you very much. I have until here my presentation, and I will hand over it to Dr. He. I think we are already receiving some of the questions, which is about if I start reading it, or I think Dr. He also have an access to that. So I will leave it to Dr. He to respond to that. If anything is about the programs, specifically the research areas, then you can please put your question to us and we will revert back to you. Dr. He, over to you, please.
Yes?
Yes, okay, fine, thank you.
You want me to present later? Yeah, any question for postgraduate school?
There is question in the chat. If you look at the chat, there are questions.
This is by research for Master in Computing and PhD in Computing. It is a by research program. So all the students joining postgraduate program by research program, they are required to attend one compulsory class, which is research methodology class. Only one compulsory class. And all of them are required to conduct their proposal defense. They need to pass the proposal defense, need to attend and pass the research methodology class. So entry requirement for master. So actually we have a brochure here, which you can get it from our school for master of master in computing. So bachelor degree with CGPA minimum 3 in the area of science and technology or related to computing. If your CGPA is above 2.5 but below 3.00, you need to attend an internal assessment process. If your CGPA is less than 2.5, then you need to have at least 5 years of working experience. Okay. And PhD, of course, you need to have a master's degree or equivalent, and you must have completed at least one of your early degree in computing or related to computing, or any other relevant qualification recognized by Malaysian government. Okay. Recently, if your first degree is first class, you can apply to direct entry to PhD, subject to the internal assessment by respective school. Okay. What else? Questions? Panduan Kewangan. All right. So our university is offering a graduate assistant at this moment. So next year, maybe we are going to offer certain scholarship. Right. It will be announced soon by our Vice Chancellor. Currently we have a graduate assistant GA, or you can use your KWSP to pay for your tuition fees. Okay. I think that's all. Anything else you'd like to know about these two programs?
Also, I just want to add with Dr. He that I shared this link here with you for the information about the program, and you can also access those information online at the SCM website. The entry requirement as well as language, in terms of language, duration, fee, those all information are also available on the website.
Yes. For international student, we have a special international student. There are certain English requirement that they need to fulfill, and all the information is available in the website. Okay, so I think that's all from my side.
So I think if you do not have any more questions, so we can end the session with a great thanks to all of the participants and the viewers who watched and participated virtually in the event, as well as to the speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Tariq. Thank you, Dr. Alan. And thank you, Dr. Bakri.
Thank you. Thank you.